Hello, welcome to a demo about some of the features for photos and video in CirclePad. So to get started, we're just going to go into CirclePad and we've got a photo here. So of course you might be familiar with from some of the other demos, we can take our photos and scale them and move them around. It's very easy when we load photos. We just go click on load from computer and then we find the right place we want to load it, or we can look at some of the sample photos that come here in the software. We can move photos over and under each other. We can go select here and say move underneath, move over top, so then we can have groups of photos sitting beside each other. Another great technique that we can do is we can filter photos. So I can select this object here and click on edit photos, and I can decide I want this photo a little more contrast. Now this is a great feature because even if you had a program that could do this on your computer, you can just do it in seconds on your web page. You don't have to go back and reload something or go back and forth. It's just right there, and when you view online, everything's ready. We can also go in and we can blur a photo. Now here's a little difference. You can apply changes. You can edit the photos as objects, and see, I can go in here and add a blur effect. So when I add a blur effect, I'm blurring the photo and the edge. Whereas if I go select the photo over here and I click edit photos and then give it a blur, I'm just blurring the inside of the photo. So that's an important thing to consider. If we wanted to remove effects, you can see all the different filters that you have here on the top right. You can just click remove filters to remove all of them. So there's all kinds of great filters. We can also change saturation. That basically gives you more color or less color. You can do a color shift, which just basically moves all the colors. So if you wanted it everything to be a little more blue, for example, then we could shift a little more this way. That's more of an aqua blue, or this is more of a darker blue. We can also come in and add a blur, or we can age the photo. We can make it look like a photo from 50 years ago. So we also can apply all the same changes to video. So if I load up a piece of video here, this one's taken from the beach nearby, and I'll make this just a little smaller so we can see them both together. So this photo over here and this video work exactly the same. So I can just select this piece here and say, okay, make it a little bit brighter. Okay, give it a little more contrast. And let's increase the saturation a little more blue. And so you can see, look, that looks a lot better than it did before. Maybe not as nice as this photo. not as much care was taken with getting this video, but you can see, and if I remove it, you can see that's a huge difference between those little changes. So the other thing that we can do if we want to crop the shape of a photo or some video is we can just go and use get shape. So if I click on new shape here and I get a circle, if nothing is selected, it will get a circle, and then I can move that around and change this however I want it. If I do it on the photo and I say get circle, well, then it puts the circle on the photo, and then I can say, oh, change the width of this circle, move the circle to the left, to the right, up and down, and I can get a totally different look than I could from a rectangular photo. Or if I wanted, say, I wanted rounded corners on my photo, I could click, or let's say, oh yeah, we'll do that, rounded corners here. I click on rounded rectangle, and then I can control, okay, I want it a little less wide, and I want to move it to the right, and I want more detail on those corners. And I'm going to change the height a little bit. Make it the height a little smaller. Hold on. Let's pull the detail down while we adjust this. Okay. Let's say we want it like this, and we're going to change the radius of those corners. Just really little corners there. So you can see that's a very different look than our original photo. And you know, it automatically adds a line when you do that, but if you don't want that line, you can just click on color, and then down here no line color, and there you go, there's our photo with no line color. Now we can do the same thing to video, which is pretty cool. Have you ever seen round video before playing on a website? Probably not. So if we go click on this and we give it a circle, then it crops the video. We can move that to the left or the right, or we could put a heart or a star. We could put whatever graphic we want here. Or we could also go in and move points. You'll see in some of the other videos. So here, then we play. That's playing this other video. So finally, one more last little trick that we can do with photos and video is we can make them transparent. So we can click on this color, and you can kind of overlap photos over top of one another. And then I can say, okay, well, you can see this piece a little bit, but you can see then the video playing in behind this photo. So there's all kinds of nice things that you can make combining these different techniques to make a really personal or professional web page that says your message. Thank you very much.